Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with the second chapter, that is Introduction to HTML. So we are going to cover the various topics like Introduction to HTML, then various HTML tags and attributes, working with the elements, inserting the images and client server image mapping. So what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is used to design web pages using markup language. HTML is the combination of hypertext and markup language. Hypertext defines the link between web pages. Markup language is used to define the text document within the tag, which defines the structure of web pages. This language is used to annotate, or I will say it makes the notes for the computer so that a machine can understand it and manipulate the text accordingly. Most of the markup languages are human readable. This language uses the tags to define what manipulation has to be done on the text. So HTML is a markup language which is used by the browser to manipulate text, images and other contents to display it in the required format. Now consider HTML page structure. The basic structure of HTML page is given below. It contains some elements like head, title, body. These elements are used to build the blocks of web pages. So consider the web HTML page structure. First one is exclamation doc type HTML. So this tag will tell which version of HTML that you are going to use. Then HTML, that is the start. It is the start of HTML program now. That is the root element. Then head. Next, we are giving the title of HTML page by giving title/title, and in that, whatever title you want to give, in between them, in between these two tags, you can insert the title. Then close the head tag, so /head. Then body. So the basic contents of HTML will be over here, h1. So here headline tag we are giving h1/h1. Then paragraph by using p and /p. Next is close the body/body and /html. So you must have observed that the tags are being closed by preceding it with /. Now consider what are tags. The basic structure of HTML document includes the tags, which surround the contents and apply the meaning to it. Consider a simple program. First line exclamation doc type HTML. Then start of the program, that is HTML, then body tag. This is my first web page /body and /HTML. Now the first line on the top, that is exclamation doc type HTML, is a document type declaration and it lets the browser know which HTML you are using. For example, HTML 1.1 or HTML5, which version you are going to use. Okay, so next, HTML opening tag. So we are starting with the HTML program. So that's why we have used HTML and we have closed it by using /HTML tag. So now the stuff between body and /body is the main content of the document that will appear in the browser window. Now consider what are closing tags. The /body and /HTML, for example, put a close to their respective elements. Not all tags, see, I already told you that the tags will be closed by preceding them with /. Not all tags have closing tags like this, like HTML/HTML. So some tags which do not wrap around the contents will close themselves. For example, the tag break, BR. So it doesn't hold any content. So the tag sits by it alone itself. So we are not going to close it. Okay. What are HTML attributes? So all HTML elements can have attributes. They provide additional information about the elements. They are always specified in the start tag. Attributes usually come in name-value pairs like name is equal to value. For example, consider various attributes. The first one is href. So the A tag defines hyperlink. The href attribute specifies URL of the page the link goes to. For example, we are giving A href is equal to in double quotes https://www.linkedin.com close and then visit LinkedIn /A. So what will happen? So by using href, we are specifying the URL of the page that the link goes to. So the link will go to linkedin.com website. Okay. Consider the next attribute, that is src. So the image tag is used to embed the image in the HTML page. The src, that is source attribute, specifies the path to the image to be displayed. For example, you can say img src is equal to img1.jpg. You can give the width and height attributes to given image. So the image tag should also contain width and height, which specifies, as the name suggests, width and height of the image, that will be in pixels. For example, img src is equal to img1.jpg, width is equal to 500, height is equal to 600. Consider various tags and attributes related to those tags. The first one is body tag and its attributes. So body and /body, it will contain the viewed portion of the document. Next, consider various attributes of body tag. The first one is body, bg color is equal to color. So it will set the color of the background in hexadecimal code. Body background is equal to filename.xxx. So it will set the image as a page background, that is nothing but the wallpaper. Body text is equal to color, so it will specify the color of normal text in hexadecimal code. Body link is equal to color. It will specify the default color of unvisited link in hexadecimal code. Body a link is equal to color. It specifies the color of link on click in hexadecimal code. Body v link is equal to color. It specifies the color of followed links in hexadecimal code. Consider the font tag and its attributes. So font/font. So it changes the font attributes for the text within the tags. For example, consider the attribute font size is equal to in double quotes value. You are putting something there and then /font. So sets the font to a size from 1 to 7 with 1 as the smallest and 7 as the largest value. Font face is equal to name, then close the tag /font. So it sets the font face. Font color is equal to color. So it sets the font color using hexadecimal code. Consider what are HTML elements. HTML element is defined by a start tag, then some content and the end tag. So syntax is this way: tag name, content goes over here, and then we are closing it by /tag name. HTML element is everything from start tag to the end tag. For example, h1, my first heading /h1, p, my first paragraph /p. So in this example, we have used the, for example, start tag as h1. Element content is what? My first heading, and our end tag is /h1. Then p is the start tag. We have used the element content as my first paragraph, and we have enclosed by /p. One example, that is break tag, as I told, doesn't require closing tag. So br tag element contents will be nothing. So some HTML elements have no contents, that is br for example. So these elements are called as empty elements, and empty elements do not have any end tag. Consider the nesting of HTML elements. So HTML elements can be nested. This means that elements can contain other elements. All HTML document consist of nested HTML elements. The following example contains 4 HTML elements like HTML, body, h1 and p1. Consider the example: exclamation doc type, HTML body, give the heading, give the paragraph. So in the heading we have given the heading as my first heading, paragraph we have said my first paragraph. So the obvious output of this program is my first heading and my first paragraph. Consider in detail about HTML images. Images can improve the design and the appearance of web page. Images can be easily inserted at any section in the HTML page. To insert the image in the HTML page, we are using img tag. It is an empty tag containing only attributes since the closing tag is not required. Just keep in mind that you should use the img tag inside body and /body tag. The src attribute is used to add the image source, that is URL of the image. The alt attribute is for adding the alternate text width, for adding the width and height of, for adding the height of the image. Okay. Consider image titles. As with the links, you can also add title attributes to the images to provide further supporting information if needed. In our example, we could do this way. img src is equal to double quotes images slash flower dot jpg, for example. Alt is equal to some description of the flower that you are going to give. Width is equal to, in double quotes, 400. Height is equal to 300. Title is equal to a beautiful flower. So this gives us a tooltip on mouse over, just like link titles. Okay. You can try the following program for inserting the image into HTML page. Exclamation doc type HTML. Then start your program with HTML tag, head, then give the title, close the head tag. In body, now we are giving the image source and all attributes. img src is equal to, give the path of your image, then alt is equal to some message, life is beautiful, width and height to be specified. So what will be the output of this? So image will be inserted. Consider now how to insert image into web pages. Images enhance the visual appearance of the web pages by making them more interesting and colorful. img tag, as we have seen, is used for inserting the image to HTML document. So we have already seen img src is equal to URL, alt is equal to subtext. The following example inserts three images on the web page. img src is equal to, give the path of your image, alt is equal to, and some text. Each image must carry at least two attributes, that is src and alt attribute. The src attribute tells the browser where to find the image. Okay, so that means I told you the path. Its value is the URL of the image file, whereas the alt attribute provides alternative text for the image. If it is unavailable or cannot be displayed for some reason, its value should be a meaningful substitute for the image. That's why we are giving the alt. We have already seen how to set the width and height of the image. So we are using width and height attributes for that. So the values of these attributes are interpreted in pixels. So for example, image src is equal to some image, alt is equal to some text, and then here we have specified width as 300 and height as 300. So this means that 300 is what? That is in height, and width is given in pixels. Then another two images are also inserted with their height and width. Now consider what is an image map. For the image on the web to contain a link to more than one destination, it must have the image map. So the image map defines regions of the image and associates each region with a different link. Two kinds of image maps exist. First one is server kind and second is client side. In server side method, when you click an image leading to multiple links, you are actually invoking CGI bin program. The program typically reads a separate map file that tells the program where to go. depending on what part of the image you are clicking. The program returns the destination to the browser, which then opens the page. The image map is called as server side because the web browser must contact the remote host to find which site to contact. Now the client-side image maps, by contrast, do not require a CGI bean program to function. The image map is actually the HTML construct that can be contained on the same page as the clickable image, rather than requiring the program on the remote host to determine what site to access. The web browser itself associates regions of the image with the appropriate sites. The browser, rather than remote host, interprets the image map. Client-side image maps are usually faster than server-side image maps and in general easier to create. Their main disadvantage is that older browsers and less fully featured ones may not support them. Client-side image maps enable you to use various portions of image as a distinct link. The maps work only over the HTTP protocol. An alternative link needs to be made to enable the files to be accessed via alternate protocols. We can say that image map is a user interface technique in which user click anywhere inside the image and the location of the click affects the outcome of the click. The idea is that clicking on different sections of the image creates different effects. For example, image might be a map of United States and clicking within the borders of a particular state leads to a page about that state. Consider about the client-side image map. The typical client-side way of creating image map is to use the useMap attribute to specify a collection of defined map areas. Now, how to add client-side map to your web page, that we are going to see. Client-side maps require two different sections of code, the image tag and the new tag, that is the map container. Map acts much like a map definition file does, except that it is a part of the HTML document. You create the map definition file in the following way. The image tag, as you know. So look at the image tag first. To create a client-side image map, you need to add new attribute useMap as follows. img src is equal to some path you are giving or GIF file you are giving. Usemap is equal to some section name. Now notice over here that usemap accepts a section style hyperlink. That's how you can store the map definition information in the same HTML document. Consider another example. img src is equal to suppose my map.gif, usemap is equal to hash mymap. That's all you need in order to display the image and tell the browser that this is a client-side image map. Now, however, you need to create create the definition that the browser will use for that map. The map tag is a container tag that is referenced using a section style name attribute. Inside the map container, you can use the area tag to define each hot zone for the client-side map. Here is how it works. Map name is equal to section name, area shape is equal to shape1, coordinate is equal to coordinate numbers, href is equal to URL, shape2 like that. Then close the map tag /map. Notice that most of the information required for the area tag is available to you in your map definition file. So you can come up with a complete client-side map like the following one. This way, map name is equal to my map, area shape is equal to poly, coordinates you will specify, href is equal to index.html, area shape is equal to poly, coordinates, some another coordinates you are going to give, then href, shape is equal to rectangle, like that. That last area tag is the one you are using to define your entire graphic. According to the client-side specification, the area defined first takes the precedence when two areas overlap. So if someone clicks in one of the first 4 hot zones, they will be taken to the appropriate URL. If they miss a hot zone, though, they will be taken to help.html where you will tell them how to use the map. Consider about server-side image maps. In HTML, element called map lets you associate URLs with various regions of the image. Then, when the image is clicked in one of the designated regions, the browser loads the appropriate URL. This form of mapping is known as a client-side image map, since the determination of which URL to contact is made on the client and no server-side program is involved. HTML also supports server-side image maps that can be used within the HTML forms. With such maps, image is drawn and when the user clicks on it, the coordinates of the link are sent to a server-side program. This section discusses two approaches to server-side image maps. Image standard server-side image maps. The usual way to create server-side maps is by the means of input type is equal to image element inside a form and HTML element input type is equal to image. No end tag is required over here. Attributes are name, which is required, src and align. This element displays an image that when clicked sends the form to the servlet or other server-side program specified by the enclosing form's action. The name itself is not sent. Instead, name x is equal to x position and name.x is equal to x position and name.y is equal to y position are transmitted, where x position and y position are the coordinates of the mouse click relative to the upper left corner of the image. The name attribute identifies text field when the form is submitted. src designates URL of the associated image. Align attribute has the same options top, middle, bottom, left, right, and the default is bottom as the align attribute of the image element and is used in the same way. You can try a server-side image map program this way. ahref is equal to some path you give, img src is equal to some GIF file, alt is equal to, that is alternative text, is map /a and see the output. Thank you.